Okosua reports that the solidarity walk, which was led by the Commissioner for Transport and Petroleum Resources, Oman Essen, began at the former AKTC premises and terminated at the Government House, where the tricyclists were addressed by Governor Udom Emmanuel.
Traffic policemen and other security agents had a hard time containing the excitement of the tricycle operators, who expressed their gratitude in diverse manners. While some had placards with several written commendations to the state government and the Ministry of Transport, others sang, danced and flew flags depicting their unions. Members of the Monitoring and Compliance Unit of the Akwa Ibom State Ministry of Transport, in their uniforms, also played significant roles of coordinating the rally, which comprised people on foot and a large turnout of tricycles. The Commissioner for Transport and Petroleum Resources, Mr. Oman Essen, who led the Solidarity Walk, said the rally was the tricycle operators' way of demonstrating gratitude for what the Udom Emmanuel administration has achieved in the transport sector. He said the Ministry of Transport and Petroleum Resources has enjoyed tremendous cooperation from the tricycle operators, a development he said has yielded immense successes.
They wanted a Saturday, Sunday, and public holiday tax-free. I told them that the Excellency is the government that loves all of you. Don't go! Your Excellency, the ministry declared Saturday, Sunday, public holiday tax-free. Your Excellency, it was because of that, all the Kaka, they came over to the Ahmed. They said they want to come and say thank you, that they love you. And the Kaka people, they have decided and they have declared that Udom will go for second.
Governor Udom Emmanuel was accorded a rousing welcome by the tricycle operators. They sang and chanted different solidarity and commendation songs in gratitude. The governor said he sees the show of gratitude by the tricycle operators as a challenge to work harder. He disclosed that for their cooperation, the state government was already working on an insurance scheme to cater for them in case of accident. Governor Udom Emmanuel described the tricycle operators as a formidable organization, pointing out that their choice of responsible and credible people at the helm of affairs of the transport business has sanitized and streamlined the sector. The governor thanked them for endorsing him for a second term and urged them to continue believing in themselves.
Now, first of all, we'll do an insurance scheme for you people in our appreciation. Because now good people are actually in charge of transportation. All those complaints we used to hear is no more there. Good people have taken over. So why wouldn't I support you people? When the commissioner told me, he said, what kind of incentive can we give to these people? I said, what would they like? He said, all these weekends taxes, why can't we abolish it? I said, carry.
Some transport union leaders reacted to the new directive as well as the solidarity walk. The procession, however, disrupted traffic in all the areas traversed. Uyo Okosua reporting.
The chairman of Itu Local Government Transition Committee, Mrs. Alcia Sarah, has apologized to the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly over her refusal to appear before the House Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. She tendered the apology on the floor of the House during Wednesday's plenary when she appeared before the House. Assembly correspondent Oduarekon has the details.
During Tuesday's plenary, the chairman of the House Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Idonwesen Tekbere, had reported the refusal of Mrs. Elsie Sarah to appear before the committee to answer to petitions of embezzlement of funds. He said the petitioners, witness, and other principal staff of the council all appeared and made their testimonies.
Subject to the application of visa, that transition chairman of asked to appear before the House.
Mr. Ntekwere's submission received the support of members.
The principle of natural justice demands that we give somebody opportunity to exhaust himself or herself on the principle of measure.
I'm going to take out as an individual that a transition chairman, not an elected chairman, refused to attend to the invitation of our committee. I want to somewhat support the recommendation of the committee that she should appear for Harold Chambers, but doing so for her to explain why she refused to appear for the I strongly support the let her appear. But for her to come and defend herself for the delegation, we could have done that. We have great teachers who support mothers. And for her to respect this house, including me, it's that.
This House Group has a resolution summoning the Chairman Transition Committee to Local Government Council, Mr. Sarah, to appear before the House and plenary in the next sitting. That is the order of this House.
And so on Wednesday, May 10, the chairman of Itu Local Government Transition Committee, Mrs. Elsie Sarah, appeared before the House, apologizing to the Assembly for ignoring the invitation of the House Committee.
I was invited to answer to the petition from my committee members. I want to sincerely apologize to this House. I did not make it that day. On my way there, I had a blackout. And the second day, I still want to apologize to this honorable House. The pressure was so much on me and I became so scared. Please, most honorable members, forgive me for not appearing. I had to go to court because I needed to protect myself. Please, I want to plead that you forgive me.
While the plenary lasted, members took turns to react to Mrs. Elsie Sarah's attitude of disrespecting the House.
I am here to do what I'm asked to do by the committee without fear of favor. Yes, each and every one of us has failings. Nobody is perfect. But when we give the ring of failings and begin to allow certain things to influence our decision by impunity, by disrespect, that's where it does not occur with us.
A resolution on the matter is expected at the next legislative sitting of the House. Udwakeko reporting.
The acting Chief Judge of the State, Justice Godwin Abraham, was at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital yesterday to see Mr. Godwin Udoka, a chief driver who was allegedly shot by a soldier attached to WIC, a Chinese construction company in the state. Justice Abraham was accompanied on the visit by top-ranking lawyers, including the chairman, Nigeria Bar Association in Uyo, and the leadership of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN.
Justice Abraham described the action of the soldier as barbaric and man inhumanity to man, and expressed sadness that a Nigerian soldier can shoot his fellow Nigerian at close range with an intention to kill him for no acceptable reason. He gave the commitment of the judiciary to follow process acceptable by law to seek redress against the said soldier. Justice Abraham, however, thanked God that Mr. Godwin Udoka did not die as a result of the incident, and tasked the family to be calm while the law takes its course. He urged the medical consultant at the hospital to do their best and prayed God to save the life of Mr. Udoka.
I thank God that he is not in a worse state than this. From what I've been told, it does appear that the soldier who is said to have shot him actually had intended to kill him. I am surprised that a law enforcement agent would behave like that. let's allow the matter to be handled legally. And we are legal people. We only act within the province of the law. We will ensure that this matter is properly investigated, and everyone that is responsible will have to account for this.
The nurse on duty who received the Chief Judge and his team, Mr. Ayo Sunday, said that Mr. Godwin Udoka was stable but stressed that he lost a lot of tissue as a result of the gunshot wound.
Every aspect of what is going on, especially in the it is not the only judge.
AKBC 45 News learned that there was a misunderstanding between the judiciary driver and the soldier at Odomana Street, which the soldier chased Mr. Godwin Udoka to Asutan Street, where he shot him at close range.
In a related development, a laboratory scientist with the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, Samson Adeshite, has appeared before a high court in Uyo over the murder of the head of Department of Histopathology. Adeshite, who is the second prosecution witness and colleague of the deceased, in his evidence told the court that he went to the residence of the late Dr. Mana in Uyo on 20th April 2016 in search of her, having been declared missing. He said on arrival he met the accused person, one Henry Silas, locking the gate of the deceased compound, and had on him a plasma television set and a bunch of keys containing the deceased's car key. He told the court that on interrogation the accused gave his name as Emeka, claiming that the late Dr. Ivy Mana gave him the TV set for repairs. The laboratory scientist said he took Emeka to Shelter Africa Police Station, where he gave another name as Henry Silas and was identified by a colleague of the deceased, Dr. Festus Abasubon. The witness explained that he received a call from the police the next day, 21st of April, informing him that they have gained entry into the late Dr. Mana's residence, where her body was found lifeless with a deep cut on the head. Under cross-examination, Adeshite explained that the injury was not a fresh one, as blood had already clotted. After listening to the prosecution counsel, Barrister Godwin Udo, and the defense counsel, Barrister Goodnews Njoku, the presiding judge, Justice Achibon, adjourned the matter to Monday 12th and Tuesday 13th June 2017 for continuation of hearing. Compensation for land acquired for the establishment of a new mechanic village in Uyo, the state capital, is to be paid soon. The Commissioner for Transport, Mr. Oman Eson, disclosed this when he met with members of Automobile Technician Association at the new site of the mechanic village.
Mr. Omaneson, while inspecting the new size of the mechanic village, said on completion it would be known as the Automobile Village, noting that the former name does not depict the operations of technicians. The Commissioner lauded the Union for supporting government, stressing that the present administration is poised to giving them a better vicinity to operate. Mr. Eson said on completion of the village, all mechanic shops in the metropolis would move into the place and called on them not to waver on their cooperation and support for government. He urged them to visit his office when they have challenges.
We are working on a situation where we want our vessels to come to Uyo. What have I done? So right now I'm going I've already spoken with the Excellency, and the Excellency has approved that we can go ahead and try to go about it. Apart from what the Excellency is doing, we have also empowered the ministry. If we are organized, all right, we can form cooperatives and adhere to community funds. If the ministry can give you backup, we'll take some of those funds. So these are the things that we are doing to ensure that life is better for you. When we begin to move into a new edition, I'm telling you, a whole lot of things will change. A whole lot will change in this industry.
Some of the members of the Automobile Technicians Association of Nigeria thanked the Commissioner for identifying with them and solicited assistance to aid the union to forge ahead. The speakers promised to continue to support Governor Dom Emmanuel in 2019.
We have more than enough people in there to go back. I want to point it out that 40% of automobile technicians they doesn't have social card. Please, because social card is the strength of automobile and is the strength of government. I want to thank the Governor Emmanuel for recognizing the automobile technician in this time. They all bless it and bless it in Jesus' name. I tell you, there is nothing again. The government and say something. Tonight, we need it. Because we are tired in the middle until we go from home. Thank you, my neighbors.
The news continues after this break. Stay with us. So glad to have you back. The Vice Chancellor of the University of Uyo, Professor Enefio Esen, has asked headsmen to move their cattle out of the university's main campus as the cattle would constitute nuisance in the institution. Professor Esen said this while receiving the head of Miyetti Ala Cattle Breeders Association in Akwa Ibom State, Alhaji Farouk, and his team.
Professor Etienne described the meeting as crucial in the interest of peace and unity. The Vice-Chancellor observed that herds of cattle were constantly moving around the main campus and therefore called on the leadership of the herdsmen to restrain their cattle from entering the university in order to avoid conflict and discord.
We don't want the cows around. Not those students are looking for how to cross the road, the cows are looking for how to cross the road. And they're going for education. So that's why to avoid conflict at the court, we call this meeting and we call this forum in order to have views being brought to the table.
Also speaking, the Registrar and Secretary to the Senate, Mr. Nede Basi Udofia, observed that the cattle roaming in the campuses have destroyed experimental crops and other things. He urged the Fulani community to address the matter urgently.
There are issues of cattle that are roaming around our campuses, ravaging and eating up the crops, particularly in the research camps. These things are getting close to creating tension that might not lead to a healthy survival of all of us. It is at the instant instance that we think we should meet the development in the course so that it doesn't degenerate into an unhealthy situation for all of us.
The Secretary of the Fulani Herdsmen, Ahmed Aliyu, thanked the Vice-Chancellor and the management of the university for the invitation to dialogue over the matter. He pleaded with the Vice-Chancellor to give them time to discuss with their colleagues and come up with a solution, assuring him that the matter will be resolved as soon as possible. The PSO, Operations, Department of State Services, Uyo, Mr. Okpara Onyebuchi, who was at the meeting, assured the university management that the herdsmen will be compelled to stop grazing their cattle in the university's campuses to avoid a breakdown of law and order. The Vice-Chancellor directed the Chief Security Officer of the university, Lieutenant Colonel Nkanga Efa, retired, to liaise with the herdsmen to ensure that the cows were taken out of the campuses within 2 weeks. Professor Etienne thanked all the parties involved for their commitment towards ensuring peace in the university. Representatives of the Nigerian police and sister security agencies attended the meeting.
Akwa Ibom State Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has indicated its willingness to collaborate with the Ministry of Education when the sector commander Cecilia Alao led some officers of the command on a courtesy call on the Commissioner for Education. The Corps commander said that the visit was to further the existing relationship between the Corps and the Ministry of Education. She intimated the Commissioner for Education, Pastor Odofia, of a need to introduce road safety clubs in primary and secondary schools to acquaint the students with road safety rules before they get to 18 years, which they are authorized to drive. Cecilia Lau said that there was need for the state government to sponsor teachers for training on road safety and use the occasion to announce that the 2017 emphasis for the United Nations Global Road Safety Week is on speed. She also told the Commissioner for Education of the annual quiz sponsored by Shell PLC and urged that more Akwa Ibom schools should take part. The Commissioner for Education, Pastor Paul Odofia, in his response, thanked the sector commander for the visit and welcomed the relationship. Pastor Odofia said that the responsibility of ensuring safety on the state roads is the business of all and assured the sector commander that the Ministry of Education would cooperate with the establishment to enable it to succeed. Now to our foreign news segment. The Court of Appeal sitting in Lagos has freed the former Nimasa boss Raymond Omasaye from jail. And 5 gay activists have been detained in Russia. Stay on for details and other national and international news on AKBC45 News.
Service of the Federation, Mrs. Winifred Ayoita, has expressed government's determination to continue to partner the Institution of Directors of Nigeria on the need to develop entrepreneurship culture and commercial orientation in the civil service. She disclosed this at the Strategic Public Sector Leadership Program for the Federal Permanent Secretaries organized by her office in collaboration with the Institute of Directors of Nigeria held in Abuja. The Court of Appeal in Lagos has reversed the 5-year jail sentence given a former Director General of Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency NIMASA, Raymond Omatsi, on allegation of 1.5 billion naira fraud. Justice Yagata Nimba, who read the decision of the court, said the High Court which sentenced Mr. Raymond Omatsi on the 20th May 2016 did not properly evaluate the evidence before it. In Russia, 5 gay rights activists have been detained in Moscow as they try to deliver a petition to the office of the Russian Prosecutor General. This came days after President Vladimir Putin backed an inquiry into the reported crackdown on gay people in Chechnya in the North Caucasus. While police say the 5 activists were held because their action was unauthorized, the activists said millions of people had signed the petition to investigate alleged torture and detention of gay people in Chechnya, which they came to deliver. However, the police say that gay people do not even exist in the region.
Death is announced of a retired nurse and midwife, Senior Deaconess Veronica Idarisalitete, aged 60. Born into the family of Chief Stanislaus Eneyo Akpanukbong of Nobuakama and Norfolk Uyo local government area in 1956, the late Veronica qualified as a registered nurse in 1979 and became a midwife in 1981. She had a diploma in public health nursing, a certificate in community medicine, a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing administration, and a master's degree in public administration from the University of Calabar. She worked variously as public health nursing officer, senior public health nursing officer, assistant director nursing services, Nusratai, and director nursing. Senior Deaconess Veronica Idarisalitete during this time served in Oran, Etemekbu, Ibanal, and Esenodam local government areas, where she retired from service. survived by two sons, Idorian and Semeke Itete, a daughter, Barrister Mayan Itete, and grandchildren. The late senior deaconess Veronica Itete will be buried on Saturday, May 13, 2017, after a funeral to be conducted by the Christ Power Faith Evangelical Church, Nongokui Bisikbo, at 9 a.m. The venue for the service is Secondary School Etoe, near Customs House on Around Road, Uyo. A statement by the first son, Idorian Itete, has invited friends and sympathizers to join the family in bidding their mother farewell. To end the news, another look at the top stories. The chairman of Itu Local Government Transition Committee, Mrs. Elsie Sarah, has apologized to the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly over her refusal to appear before the House Committee on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. She tendered the apology on the floor of the House during Wednesday's plenary when she appeared before the House. The acting Chief Judge of the State Justice Godwin Abraham was at the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital yesterday to see Mr. Godwin Odoka, a chief driver who was allegedly shot by a soldier attached to WE, a Chinese construction company in the state. I'd like to remind you at this point that you can also watch AKBC TV News online. All you need to do is log on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45U or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. That's our package for this morning. We truly appreciate you for being a part of it, and we wish you a nice weekend. Good morning.